This has been a hard retreat for me.
How so?
Well, I wasn't feeling well when I got here and felt very badly about coughing and disturbing everyone. And
Okay, so can I just go back to that before we go on, just to show the insanity of the mind? What came directly as a result of that was the recognition that it is coming out of the belly of God. It came up in this play as a possibility to see through the illusion that has been repetitive throughout the life of being a disturbance. Now, when it occurred, there was clear seeing and there was the speaking of gratitude for what came through. But the tenacity of ego is it will go back into an event that proves that the ego's position is flawed and it is really all perfect, and recreate the whole scenario and then cause this distress throughout the retreat. That event was a teaching for everyone. It was pure grace, as is everything.
I experienced both of those things.
Yes, one is true,
Yeah.
and one is the old repetitive garbage. The thing about what is true is it is new, it is alive, it pierces through the habit. And then the repetitive nature of suffering, suffering is an enormous force. It wants to survive, it is like an entity. It does not want to disappear, it wants to spread. It wants to be acknowledged, it wants to be heard. But it is all myth. It is myth. So in the face of conditioning that I am a disturbance came the seeing that not only are you not a disturbance, you never have been. If I was sitting up here and I started coughing, there would not be a thought from anybody of a disturbance. They would be concerned for the body's health. What is the difference? It is all mind.
Well, the next night I went home and I, was feeling this disturbance of I'm this. And so I decided to sit with it, to see what happened. But the change was that for the first time ever, I welcomed it. So prior to that, it was always the it that I was focused on. But this time, it was the welcoming. And I went into this like dark velvet space, and when I came out, I just felt great. And when you were talking about I don't remember if it was holy burning or holy fire, that monologue was just so profound for me. And so today I have these kind of two sensations. One is very excited. It's like, bring it on, bring on the ego. And the other is, ooh. The old terror.
Yes.
Those, and they're both scintillating,
Yes, they are both scintillating. It is all indicative of this transformative process and where the transformation is coming from is in this moment, of which there is no future or past. It is the feeling of your being. It is the feeling of your heart. It is eternally unstained. And the play takes care of itself in accordance with where the attention is. When the attention is resting in the nectar of truth, the reflection reflects the beauty. When it has forgotten, it reflects the forgetfulness. It is all benevolence. So in the reflective dream, there is this beautiful process of transformation, and there also, as part of that, is the arising of great challenge. There is no doubt there is the greatest challenge possible on this journey. But that challenge only arises when there is forgetting. The thing is what created the experience of being separate was so intense at one time, it felt like it would kill me to really receive it. And thus it got buried and stuffed and shelled over, and that is what created the numbness and the experience of being separate. The meeting of that is the greatest terror to what has been conditioned. Thus it takes everything. But the doorway is not in the future. The doorway is this moment. The doorway is not in the effort. It is in what is free and at peace. And every moment this is tasted, the relationship that I am the character becomes relaxed. The tendency when there is burning happening in the character for there to be identification is lessened the more you remain in the pleasure and beauty that is present always. And when enough of the burning happens in the character, in the reflection, in that which created the mirage of separation, the more the sense of space and peace is revealed to be this ignited joy and love affair. And it's all taking care of itself. And it's just about letting go of everything that is disturbing. And everything that is disturbing is everything other than now.
That's quite a sentence.
Yes, even the mind's excitement. When you get used to living in now, excitement no longer feels like excitement. It feels like angst. The difference between fear and excitement, the energy is the same. One, it is pointing to something that is desired, that believes is going to happen, and the other is pointing to something that is feared, that is believed is going to happen. One is wanted, and it seems like it's going to occur, and one is not wanted, but the energy is identical.
So it's sitting in that presence.
It's just whatever is. It's so simple. It's just whatever is. Just like occurred, there was this disturbance, and there was just welcoming, and in the welcoming there was the taste of this beauty. It's not only the taste of the beauty, but every time that happens, something that has bound the relationship with the character frees itself, and the feeling of your being becomes more alive. It's all grace. And everything that has released never returns. The thing is there may be 1,000 angles of it, but when something is released, it is finished.
That's so great.
It is so great. It is so great. Everything met is done. Why is it done Why is it done when it is met? Because it never was. It seems But when it is seen all the way through, you know, it is like a young child who sees the shadow of clothing when the lights are dim and believes that they are goblins. Once there is the willingness to really look and play with the light and see, instead of being terrified of it, it's finished, because it is fantasy. When the investigation is willing all the way, the fantasy is seen, and that particular aspect of the illusion is finished forever. And layer by layer by layer, it all gets unraveled. And this is what the Christians call being reborn, because it is life without a prior imprint. It is a clear mirror, without anything that feels familiar, without any stain that causes inhibition. You are so welcome. You know, you said this has been a challenging retreat, but it feels very, very fruitful. And we still have a chunk of it to go, you know?